In the middle of the season, the Fever pulled off a statement win, crushing the top seed Minnesota Lynx 74-59 to win their first ever Commissioner Cup, again without their star Caitlin Clark. And even without Caitlin Clark, this team has managed to make it happen. To me, the Indiana Fever are one of the most compelling wild cards of this 2025 WNBA playoffs, and even the whole entire season, if I might say so. This year, I feel like if I looked up the definition of resilience this year, you would see the Indiana Fever with a picture of Stephanie White like this, like this, and then Kelsey Mitchell, Aliyah Boston, and Natasha Howard like this, right there in the definition dictionary of resilience, because they went through it this year, through the criticism, the injuries, the tough losses. They had highs and lows, and they still managed to do it. So I wanted to highlight some of those highs and lows. Starting off with a high, because we're all about positivity here on this channel. The Indiana Fever dominated the Mystics, winning 94-65, forcing a jaw-dropping 25 turnovers to secure. With this win, they secured their position in 7th seed for the WNBA playoffs. And they finished the regular season 7th place, 3rd overall in the Eastern Conference, I might add. And Caitlin Clark sported her Commissioner Cup championship shirt during that game. So I saw that on the bench. I was like, oh, okay, that's cute to be champions of the Commissioner Cup. Let's see you get it for the WNBA though. Huh? I do want to talk about their season stats right now. According to Google, they're sitting 23-20. Like I said, their record is 23-20, 3rd in the East, 7th overall in the league, with the 3rd best scoring average in the league at 84.9 points per game. And then the 3rd highest field goal percentage with 45.6%. Pretty impressive for a team missing the 2024 Rookie of the Year. You feel what I'm saying? That's pretty impressive. In the middle of the season, the Fever pulled off a statement win, crushing the top seed Minnesota Lynx 74-59 to win their first ever Commissioner Cup, again without their star Caitlin Clark. And even without Caitlin Clark, this team has managed to make it happen. And not just without Caitlin Clark, they had 5 season-ending injuries. And I would say 4 out of those 5 players were crucial, key parts to this WNBA team, especially offensively, as 3 out of those 5 players were point guards. So they lost, if you haven't already missed, if you missed it, they lost Caitlin to a groin injury, Sydney Carlson to, was it a ACL? I don't remember the specific injury. Ariel McDonald to a foot injury. They lost Chloe Bibby. Did she hurt her ACL or knee? Something lower leg. And then Sophie Cunningham tore her ACL too. So it got real dirty real quick for them. And they've had to sign 2 hardship contracts. And I consider it, so their low was them, all those injuries, but a high for them was their 2 hardship contract signs in August with Odyssey Sims and Shey Peddy. And I looked up the team's record, how they've played since these 2 stars joined on the team, and they didn't really miss a beat. I would say that those 2 ladies, from what I've seen, they brought veteran experience, they brought, which is a steady presence, and they brought spacing with Shey's ability to score on the perimeter. And then that point guard out of Odyssey kind of just, you could just see the vibe has changed for this. The dynamic of the team has changed. And I also want to add, I think their defense has had a tremendous boost. They are so active in the passing lanes. It's insane. Teams are kind of rattled with the ball whenever they're playing up against this Indiana Fever team. and it's been a pleasure to watch. And I think a lot of it has to do with Odyssey and Shey being added onto the team. You could just see the energy of this team has improved since these two ladies joined. Another high, ESPN Power Index gives them about an 88 to 90. They gave them an 88 to 93% probability of making the playoffs, and then they did. But the low that they got is, I guess, the Vegas. You know how Vegas is. They're with the odds and all the betting and stuff. They slashed their WNBA odds, like slashed them from the odds of getting to the finals at plus, is that 10,000? But there are sparks of possibility there. Like I said, I feel like this is the wild card. The Fever is the wild card of the playoffs. If you look at the playoff bracket, and I could pull up the picture real quick of the potential, because right now with the Sparks playing tonight and the Storm playing tonight, it's still a chance that the Sparks can sneak and take that 8th spot. But I want to show you the playoff bracket. I want to show you that because here we go. Look at this. Indiana can end up playing Atlanta. And if I pull up the stat muse while y'all take a little gander at this playoff picture, look at everybody who's listed on the playoffs. Out of everybody, I feel like the Indiana Fever are a wild card. I'm not taking away from the Atlanta Dream and how great they are, but looking at the matchups, and some might argue, oh, it's the Golden State Valkyrie. I don't think they give me the impression of wild card. It's this Indiana Fever team out of everybody. That I'm looking at it like, they surprise us time and time again. Against all the odds this season, y'all still managed to make the playoffs and seem to not really, despite all their lineup changes, offensive shifts, defensive shifts, tiers, refs apparently have a bias towards them. Like everything that they face, they really made it this far, and they're still doing amazing things. And 3 of the players made the All-Star team. I mean, it's insane. I'm just looking up the stats for the Indiana Fever, and I'll be doing another, obviously in the upcoming week or so, I will do a more thorough breakdown of each of the lineups. I mean, each of the teams versus in the playoff picture. But I wanted to just give you a quick little sneak peek of what the Indiana Fever versus the Dream this season is going to look like. Okay, so they played each other 4 different times this year, and they beat the Dream twice, 2 out of those 4 times. But each time they played each other, it was kind of close. The worst loss they took was back in June. They lost 58 to 77. And then the other loss that they had against Atlanta was 90 to 91. Now, the 2 times they played Indiana in May, I think Caitlin was playing. I got to look more into that because she went down in July. The second time. I don't think she played in June either. And she might have played July 11th. I got to look into this. How many games was Caitlin there or not there? But the times they did beat Atlanta, they won 81 to 76. And then the final time last time they played them home, they beat Atlanta 99 to 82. I just feel like that's a wild card game. What do y'all think? And even if the Fever were to go on to advance and beat Atlanta and this is just me speculating on what Las Vegas and Golden State look like. If Las Vegas went on to beat Golden State Valkyrie, man, it's gonna look nasty with Indiana versus the Aces, because there was games this season where they beat the Aces, and then there's games that the Aces beat them, and it was close. Or it was foot on necks. Like, it's like, I just don't know with this team. This healthy Atlanta Dream team versus this resilient Indiana Fever team, it's 3 games. and Atlanta has the home court advantage, I don't see it being a sweep at all. At all. If anything, I see it going to 3 games. I really do. I can see it happening. I can see it happening. I can see it happening. Random dude said no. No. Do the Fever survive the first round of playoffs? No. All right, I'm gonna remember you said that, and we're gonna come back to this moment.